Today is going to be awesome. All right, guys. Last week, I dropped my 63 Strat off at Glazier's to have it looked at. This week, we're going over there. Nick Drusel is gonna refret it. They said I could record the entire thing. I'm so pumped up and so thankful that they're letting me do this. And yo, I can't wait to see the Strat with actual frets in it for once, man. Those frets were so low. So, no more talking. Let's get going. Okay, little pop in here. Hello. Gotta get gas real quick before we get to Glazier's. Two questions for you. One is, have you ever had a guitar refretted? Because I'm actually kind of nervous about it. I know that Nick is one of the best, but I'm still just like, I hope it doesn't just make it completely different or anything like that. So, a little bit nervous about that. And the second thing is, we're still new to Nashville. If you're around here and you know some good restaurants to go to, there's a million of them. Let me know down below in the comments. So anyways, let me go get the gas and let's get out of here. All right, we made it. The amazing Nick Drusel. So finally, I've been talking about doing this for years, getting the Strat refretted, but I'm also like nervous about it. But give us the rundown. So what are we doing exactly here with this thing?
So we already scanned it on the Plek.
Okay.
Noticed everything's really short up here. I mean, they're toast up at the end here.
It's
but
been played
on the
a little.
The board looks great. So we're not going to screw with the board.
Okay.
We're just going to yank these out. We're going to do everything we can not to touch the board. That's my whole goal, is to make it look like it hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
So, you know, this washed out grain look, you can't get it back, and so we'll avoid doing anything to the board. And any little inconsistency that it has will come out in the fret, but it won't be anything noticeable.
Yeah.
You know, feel-wise.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. And you said you could save the nut. Just...
Yeah, we'll shim it from underneath. We'll put rosewood underneath and kind of blend it so it doesn't, you don't get some big gap underneath the nut. And right now we're going to grab some fret wire that's a little bit wider than what's in here.
Yeah.
Because this width and then a full height, again, it gets very choppy feeling.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, it'll just feel, it won't feel as smooth, and you're so used to this being low.
Yeah.
That I want to get something a hair wider, and then we'll dress it down just a little bit to get it kind of broken in feeling. I do it a lot. You know, it was recommended by Bookvac, you know, 12 years ago to do that to one of his.
Really?
I've been doing it since because he loved it, and then everybody's loved it since because it just, if you get that height on there and leave it on there, your action is going to feel like it jumped. So you're playing a classical, and
right?
Just, no matter what you do, it still feels like it's tall. But yeah, man, we'll get you fixed up.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yep.
Funk comes out of that.
Oh wow, look at that.
Cooking. What we got to do is make it so it's a little bit tighter than the board. So,
Look at that crazy machine.
didn't do it enough.
So that thing is flattening it, or
It's tightening.
tightening it.
Yep.
And you were saying earlier, how many refrets have you done?
Man, just since we've had this software,
Yeah.
which is 2015, we've done about 1,200.
1,200 of them. I can't
I'm
imagine.
ready to retire.
here's evidence that Nick's done a couple refrets in his life.
I'm gonna heat that. We'll do that right in a second. Obviously not gonna leave it with all this overhang, but I'm just putting that on there because you don't need a thick shim at all, but I don't want to just do it with paper or something like that. So I'm just gonna use this really thin rosewood veneer
Okay.
Then I'm going to shape it to the nut, and then we'll fit it. I mean, I've saved some that are about half this height, so this is not bad at all.
Yeah, just.
So then you can see there's a difference between the two. I'm just opening up the slot just a little bit. Because they're really narrow originally. And what I don't want to do is put in a new fret with something wide, because then we'll end up getting back bow in the neck. And a lot of these, the truss rod's backed almost all the way off. It just comes with the territory. Right. So then we'd have to heat set relief back into it, so then the rod would work. Into an original slot, you wouldn't be grabbing anything.
It's kind of like putting a screw in the screw hole that's already been drilled.
Right.
Put a bigger one in there.
Exactly. So you can see like how this is pushed in. It almost stops right where all the triangles are, the barbs on the on the tang of the fret. That's exactly what we want.
Okay.
These should go in like butter.
Cool.
This is
the length, because I mean I know you clip the ends off.
Yeah.
So
I make it long because on some of these boards they'll have a little roll off edge. So I make it a little bit long, so if this radius and then it runs into another smaller radius that's rolled off, then I can just tap these down a little bit without just hammering straight on the board. I'm just knocking this little edge down a little bit. This used to be twice that.
Oh my god.
So it's
so worn down.
Yeah.
No, I have probably no
I'm gonna have to go back and touch them just a little bit, so I'm not. This won't be the final form. Yeah, so like I said, that's how I always feel for sharpness, to make sure all the tangs have been gotten. Just rub my palm up, and you don't feel anything. We should be smooth, ready to roll. Okay, so I'm gonna hop in here for just a second in the video, because we're moving on to the plek portion of this video. And if you've never had your guitar plecked or you don't know what it is, it's this really fascinating, just three-dimensional look at the way your fretboard and frets are. It basically makes your guitar as playable as possible. So it's really fascinating. If you've never had it done, go have it done. If you're here in Nashville, go to Glazier's and get your guitar plecked. So really cool stuff here, and you get to see just a whole nother dimension of your fretboard. So anyways, back to the video.
Here. Okay. And we line it up and get it plumb. We want it sitting straight up and down and side to side. So we just have this little bar here. Make sure it's centered and make sure that it's plumb. And here's action set up. We determined that you kind of like average action, nothing too low, nothing too high.
Yeah.
The way we measure action here is at the 12th fret, from the top of the fret to the top of the string, as opposed to most people do the bottom of the string. And we measure that in thousandths of an inch. It's not that bad. You just have really low frets.
Yeah.
You know? Here's your fingerboard. You can kind of see it's got this little dip here, a little rise there, follows it pretty good, and then past the 12th fret you kind of have this
dip. Nick mentioned something about that.
Yeah. But you had your 16th fret was very low. For some reason.
I wonder, do you think that's just from played, because the frets were so low, like it's pushing the...
Yeah, it's weird that it's just one fret. It doesn't really follow. And it's really just on the high E.
Huh.
At the B, it kind of, you know, uniformly tapers down there.
So I'm just doing this since we took off a little more than expected. The board is a little screwy on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it had a couple of dips.
Hey man, I was gonna tell you. Did I file them here? Not that it didn't matter. Just noticed they're kind of pinching them.
Any final thoughts on it? Was it worse than you thought it would be, or?
No, not at all, man. I mean, it's pretty. Like you said, rosewood boards are very similar. All of them.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
If it were 70s maple with poly on the board, we'd probably still be pulling frets.
Pulling frets out of it.
Trying to make it look good. So, no, man, this is great.
That's cool. Thank you again, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're back home. Look at this. Did I take the guitar out of the other case to put it in its original case so I can take it out of the case for you guys? Yes, because it's YouTube and that's what you do. But on a serious note, I cannot thank the guys over at Glazers enough for letting me do this. You know, amazing job, man. You know, it is so cool. Joe, it was great to meet all those guys and talk to them. Ugh. So getting to watch this so close was just phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. It was so cool. My inner guitar nerd was like, yes, this is a video that I would want to watch. I've watched many refretting videos. I don't know, it's almost like it's like ASMR or something like that. It's very like therapeutic watching it all kind of happen. So it was super cool. Nick did an amazing job. I got to talk with Joe a little bit, Joe Glazer, and all those guys. I can't recommend them enough, you know. So links to everything I can find about them are down below for you guys. But if you're here in Nashville and you need something done, I mean, you know, what better place to go to than Glazers? They just do phenomenal work. And what's cool about the guitar is there's certain notes that would fret out before, and they don't fret out anymore. So that to me, I'm just like, I'm hearing some of these notes for the first time. I did save the frets like a weirdo, because that's just what I do. Got these old frets in here. Jim, if you're watching this, Jim was the original owner of this guitar before me. And dude, we finally got it refretted. I'm gonna send you some of these frets if you want them. Maybe I'm just being weird, but I don't know, man. You put in most of the work into wearing these frets down, so I thought maybe you'd like to have some of them back. So anyways, guys, thank you all again for tuning in. Thanks to the guys at Glazers. Nick, you did an amazing job. Me and Nick found out that we didn't live too far apart from each other in Ohio. He's from Ohio too. So instantly instantly best friends apparently. So anyways guys, I will see you all later. Have a good rest of your day. End it bluesy, refretted Strat style, unplugged. And that's how you do it. Get it, guys.